My best friend wanted her son to recognize me and my husband as his godparents. I flipped the script and gave the seat of honor for the godparent ceremony to her pet cat. Because in my past life, after we became godparents, my best friend Fiona used a dark ritual. Her son's leukemia was transferred to my daughter. We rushed around everywhere trying to cure our child, ending up bankrupt. In the end, it was hopeless. Our child died, and my husband and I died full of resentment. Meanwhile, Fiona's family lived happily ever after, even stealing our business and becoming multimillionaires. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day her son was supposed to become our godchild. Nina, what are you spacing out for? The godparent ceremony is about to start. We're so close, you have to be my son's godmother. Godparent ceremony? A shiver ran down my spine and my foggy head slowly cleared. I turned and saw my husband, Jack, staring intently at me. Honey, we absolutely cannot go through with this godparent thing. I understood. Jack had been reborn too. In our past life, we'd agreed to be godparents to Fiona's 6-year-old son Ryan. But we never imagined the nightmare that would follow. First, my perfectly healthy daughter, Mia, suddenly fell ill and was eventually diagnosed with leukemia. Meanwhile, Fiona's son, Ryan, miraculously recovered from his leukemia. After that, we traveled all over the country trying to save Mia, spending every penny we had. We had no time for our business, and Fiona and her husband, Leo, slowly devoured our clients. Their family thrived, and they became multimillionaires. While my family was left bankrupt, grieving our beloved daughter. Now that I had a second chance, I wouldn't let history repeat itself. As I was thinking, Fiona and Leo practically forced us into the seats of honor. I looked around. 3 mirrors hung on the wall above our seats. These mirrors were aimed directly at our heads. Beside us were 3 heavy-looking stones and other ritual objects I couldn't name. The whole atmosphere felt eerie and terrifying. From today on, you'll be Ryan's godfather and godmother. Ryan, quick, kneel and pay your respects. Jack and I exchanged a look. In the nick of time, we dodged aside, grabbed Fiona's pet cat, Fluffy, and plopped it onto the seats. By the time Ryan called out godfather, godmother, we were already out of the way. Seeing this, Fiona and Leo turned pale. From their expressions, I knew my move had temporarily foiled their scheme to transfer luck through the godparent ceremony. Fiona yelled, flustered and angry, Nina. What do you think you're doing? I shrugged. We have our own child. We don't like other kids calling us mom and dad. I stroked Mia's head beside me and took her hand. This time, no one was going to hurt her. Fiona was speechless for a moment, then quickly put on a smile. Nina, I'm doing this for your own good. You don't have a son. Who will take care of you when you're old? I rolled my eyes. Sons grow up and belong to someone else anyway. Daughters are much more caring. I grabbed Jack's hand and turned to leave, but Fiona and Leo held us back tightly. Nina, you're going through with this godparent thing today, whether you like it or not. Fiona tried to drag Jack and me back to the main seats. I actually laughed out of anger. I shook off her hand. Fiona, why are you so desperate for us to be godparents? You're not plotting something, are you? Seeing she'd been called out, her face paled. She stammered, How could you think that of me? We're such good friends. I just wanted us to be even closer. The friends around us started murmuring. Becoming godparents should be voluntary. You can't force someone. Yeah, this feels weird. Let's get out of here. Friends and family scattered, and Jack, Mia, and I left without looking back. Behind us, I heard Fiona's resentful voice. She lowered her voice, but I heard her clearly. What do we do now? Ryan just called our cat, Fluffy, his godfather and godmother. That won't cause any problems, will it? Honey, don't worry, Leo said. We'll figure something out. We have to make them agree to this. On the way home, Jack still looked worried. Honey, your best friend Fiona won't give up easily. We can't let our guard down. Don't worry, I said. You forget. Her son called their pet cat godfather and godmother. So, I'm guessing the luck transfer already started at that moment. Jack immediately understood what I meant. To confirm our suspicion, a week later, we secretly staked out Fiona's apartment building. After dark, we finally saw them. Even though it was a sweltering 100-degree day, they were bundled up in long sleeves, long pants, masks, and sunglasses. To test my theory, I found a little boy nearby and gave him $10. I whispered instructions to him. Jack, watch closely. The little boy walked up to them and pretended to accidentally spill a cup of water on Fiona's clothes. The boy was smart. He quickly lifted her sleeve, pretending to wipe it dry. But Fiona stopped him immediately. Just in that instant, I saw it clearly. Fiona's arm was covered in brown fur. After scolding the boy, Fiona furtively slipped into a nearby car. Jack, follow them. Let's see what they're up to. We tailed them secretly and saw Fiona enter a traditional-looking courtyard house on the outskirts of town. She stayed inside for about an hour before coming out. I snapped a few photos, and then Jack and I headed home. We'd just gotten home when the phone rang. It was Fiona. I answered, curious to hear what she wanted. Naina, her syrupy voice sent shivers down my spine. Last time, we were wrong to pressure you about the godparent thing. We want to apologize in person. Tonight at 7, the Pearl Seafood. You have to come. I knew it. This was definitely another trap. But I agreed anyway. Okay, I'll be there on time. Honey, this is risky. We need to be careful, Jack warned. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I replied. Their luck transfer scheme failed last time, so they'd definitely try something new. Just avoiding them wasn't a solution. We needed to know their tactics to counter them. The appointed time arrived quickly, and Jack and I got there early. Just as I expected, Fiona and Leo were completely covered up. I suppressed a laugh and feigned concern. Fiona, what's wrong? I said, reaching for her mask. When her face was revealed, my scalp tingled. Fiona's mouth had become cat-like, and she'd grown long, thin whiskers. Fiona, what happened to you? I asked, feigning ignorance. She hastily pulled her mask back on to hide it. And nothing. I was secretly pleased but acted as if nothing was amiss. We mainly wanted to apologize to you. As she spoke, she took a beaded bracelet from her bag and reached out to put it on me. This citron bracelet. I had it specially blessed at a temple for both of us. One for each of us. Here, let me put it on you. Quick as a flash. I quickly pulled my hand back. Fiona, I'll take it. I'll put it on when I get home. Her expression faltered. All right then. Make sure you wear it when you get back. The dinner ended with everyone harboring their own secret plans. As soon as we got home, Fiona called. Nina, be sure to wear that crystal bracelet I got you. It's for good luck with money. I readily agreed and hung up. You absolutely cannot wear that bracelet. Who knows what kind of scheme is behind it, Jack warned. Jack, I'm wearing it. I have to. It's for good luck with money. I immediately ordered a cheap knockoff of the same bracelet online. When it arrived, I put on the bracelet I'd bought and sent a photo to Fiona. Thanks, Fiona. Bracelet is on. As for the one she gave me, I saw a poor old beggar woman on the street and casually slipped it onto her wrist. Jack laughed. You think Fiona realizes her plan totally backfired? Ever since I started wearing the crystal bracelet, Fiona would call every few days to ask about Mia's health and our business. Nina, the flu is going around. How's Mia doing? Is she okay? I knew she was trying to see if the luck transferring crystal was working. So I lied. Mia's always been a bit frail. She's had a fever the past couple of days and is resting at home. Her voice instantly brightened. Oh, nothing serious, I hope? Let her get plenty of rest if she's sick. By the way, what's Jack been up to lately? Business good? Ugh him? Business has been terrible lately. He's swamped and stressed, not getting home till midnight every day. Okay. Well, let's get together some other time then. After I hung up, Jack asked, confused. Mia is fine and our business is doing great. Why did you lie to her? I smiled. Fiona definitely wants to know if her crystal is working. This way, she'll think her bracelet is doing its job. Once she relaxes her guard, she won't bother us anymore. Jack gave me a thumbs up. My wife is so smart. Thinking about Fiona's cat-like features from our last meeting, I couldn't help but chuckle. Since she was so concerned about me, I had to return the favor. The next evening, I knocked on her door. Fiona, open up, it's me. I heard panicked sounds from inside. It took a while before someone opened the door. When Fiona saw me there so late, she asked with feigned concern, is something wrong at home? Why are you here so late? I stepped inside and quickly scanned the room. I pretended to be upset. Jack and I had a fight. You have to let me stay over tonight. But she pushed me away, startled. And no, you can't. Fiona, I don't know what's going on with us lately. Everything's going wrong. I was hoping to vent to you. If you don't want me here, I'll just get a hotel. Hearing that, she quickly changed her tune. Welcome, of course you're welcome. You can sleep with me tonight. Even though she tried to hide it, I still noticed the fur growing on her body, and the occasional meow that escaped when she spoke. I pretended not to notice, secretly recording everything. At 2 a.m., Fiona's husband, Leo, came home drunk. He seemed to be having business troubles. As soon as he got in, he grabbed Fiona by the neck, threw her to the ground, and started hitting her. You jinx. Why hasn't our business turned around yet? That luck transferring bracelet you gave Nina, is it even working? When is their business going to fall into my lap? Fiona, beaten, begged for mercy. I walked out, looking innocent. Fiona, what does your husband mean? I showed her the crystal bracelet on my wrist. This bracelet? Does it have some special meaning? No. It's just for good luck with money, they say, Fiona stammered, scrambling to her feet. Back in the bedroom, I overheard them talking. It sounded like they had lost several important clients in the past few days. If they didn't find a solution soon, their company might go bankrupt. I knew about those clients they'd lost, because they'd already signed contracts with us. After returning from Fiona's place, I pixelated the videos I'd secretly taken of her fur and cat-like meows and posted them online. It quickly went viral. Some knowledgeable people immediately recognized what was happening. One such netizen commented below, "This is a monster. She should be taken to a lab for dissection and research. Could she have some kind of cat person disease? For this kind of illness, you need an exorcist. This is a karmic backlash. It's very difficult to break." Difficult was exactly what I wanted. Just then, Fiona's call came through. She hemmed and hawed. Nina, those videos online, about the cat person. Have you, seen them? Cat person? I don't know what you're talking about. Share it with me. If you don't know, then never mind. She hung up before finishing her sentence. I smirked. My dear best friend, in our past life, you destroyed my family. This time, you'll get a taste of being publicly reviled. Jack texted me, suggesting we celebrate at a Michelin-starred restaurant tonight. I took Mia, and together with Jack, we prepared for a family candlelight dinner. Jack, I said, I have great news. We've signed 10 big deals in the last few days. So tell me, aren't I amazing? I held up the money-drawing crystal bracelet on my wrist. You know, this bracelet really does bring good fortune. We shared a knowing smile. Nina, that bracelet. Why didn't it make you lose money? A roar came from behind me. I turned to see Fiona, her eyes glaring like a cat's, her forehead bruised. She'd clearly been beaten badly. Isn't this the money-drawing bracelet you gave me? Why would it make me lose money? I retorted. She lunged forward and ripped the bracelet off my wrist. I had a sorcerer bless it. It's a luck-transferring bracelet. Your good luck was supposed to come to us, and our bad luck to you. But why hasn't it worked after all this time? I folded my arms, looking at her like she was a clown. Because the one I've been wearing is the one I bought myself, not the one you gave me. Hearing this, she staggered back a step. Then what about the bracelet I gave you? I thought it'd be a waste to throw it away, so I just gave it to that old beggar woman on the street. What? Her face was a mask of disbelief. She stumbled backward and fell heavily to the ground. After a moment, she scrambled up from the floor and came towards me. You bitch. You actually gave the bracelet I gave you to a beggar. No wonder our business has been getting worse and worse. We're on the verge of bankruptcy. She lunged to hit me, but I slapped her across the face first. I grabbed her hair and slammed her head against the table, again and again. The ruthlessness from my past life turned into raw fury. The sunglasses she used to hide her face flew off, and I ripped off her mask. I yanked her head up forcefully to face the onlookers. She tried to fight back, but I had her hands pinned. All she could do was let out muffled roars of anger. The surrounding crowd was stunned. They saw Fiona's eyes glowing with a faint blue light, her face covered in brown fur. She tried to hide, terrified, but it was too late. She's the cat person. Someone in the crowd shouted. The person in that cat person video that went viral a few days ago, it's her. The crowd, as if they'd discovered a new continent, all started taking pictures and videos, uploading them to social media. Some even curiously reached out to touch her. In the chaos, someone ripped off her jacket. A monster! Someone screamed. Her body too was covered in thick fur. Fiona, consumed by rage, glared at the crowd. Suddenly, she lunged like a madwoman at a little girl nearby, lashed out with her claws, scratched the girl, and then fled. Monster! After her. The crowd scattered, chasing after her. For us, the incident was just a minor interlude. After our pleasant candlelight dinner, we returned home and ran into Fiona's husband, Leo, downstairs. You bitch. You're the one who ruined us. My son's leukemia has relapsed, he's in the hospital. And Fiona is a fugitive, wanted by everyone, all because of you. You'll pay for this. I was speechless. How could someone be so shameless? Your son's leukemia has nothing to do with us. Jack stepped forward to argue. It's all your fault for not becoming his godparents. If you had, your good-for-nothing daughter would be the one with leukemia now. He glared viciously at my daughter Mia, his eyes full of malice. Mia, terrified, hid behind me. Seeing this, Jack lunged forward and punched Leo hard in the face. One of you turned into a monster, the other got leukemia. Haven't you ever thought that maybe it's karma for all the evil you've done, coming back to haunt your family? Jack spat. From the godparent scheme to the luck-transferring bracelet. You think we didn't know about your malicious plans? I added. I suggest you watch yourselves. Otherwise, the karma you deserve will catch up with you very soon. As we were leaving, I casually remarked to Leo, Fiona's current situation. It could be quite a business opportunity, you know. I saw him freeze for a second, then a savage glint flashed in his eyes. After the uproar at the restaurant, Fiona disappeared. Several groups of people were looking for her these past few days. Biomedical companies wanted to study her blood and physiology. MCN companies saw her potential and wanted to turn her into a new internet celebrity. Fiona's husband, Leo, was also looking for her. His child was sick, his company bankrupt. Desperate, he planned to sell Fiona to a zoo for cash. One rainy night, on my way home from work, I ran into a battered and dying Fiona. She grabbed my hand, begging for help. Nina, I know I was wrong. Please save me. No matter how we fought before, you always forgave me. Can you forgive me one more time? Soaked to the bone, she pleaded pitifully, but my face remained cold, unmoved. So many people are looking for me. I have nowhere to go. Please, can you take me in? Nina, we're best friends, aren't we? If this were before, my naive compassion would have kicked in, and I'd have taken her in. But I remembered my past life. When Mia had leukemia, I had gone to her, begging. I begged her, for the sake of our long friendship and all the times I'd helped her, to lend me some money to save my daughter. But what did she do? It was a rainy night just like this one. I knelt outside her luxurious villa, kowtowing until my head was raw, and she stood there, looking down at me with utter contempt. Nina, I'm a wealthy socialite now. And you? You look like a beggar. How can we still be friends? Lend you money? In your current pathetic state, could you even pay it back? I knelt until dawn, but her help never came. The past life was vivid, too painful to recall. I shook off her arm. Fiona, the day you schemed for us to be your child's godparents, whatever friendship we had died. Since you were heartless, don't blame me for being ruthless. I dialed Leo's number. Fiona's on Sunrise Avenue. If you come now, you might catch her. Seeing I'd called her husband, Fiona spat a curse at me and disappeared into the rainy night. She ran east. I reported her location in real time. Rather than dirtying my own hands trying to deal with them, letting them destroy each other was the best way. 2 days later, on a busy street downtown, I saw Fiona chained up like an animal for public display. Her husband, Leo, was beside her, hawking energetically. Come one, come all. See the internet-famous cat person. Photo for $50, touch her for $100. I sneered inwardly. Truly, shamelessness knows no bounds. People pointed and stared. Some curious onlookers paid for photos and to touch her. Feels pretty good to the touch. Wonder what she's like in bed? Someone jeered, and a wave of sleazy laughter erupted from the crowd. Leo's eyes darted around, and he shouted even louder. One night with her, $500. Only $500. A deal you can't beat. The crowd went wild again. Mimi. I want to try. Me too. Me too. Leo collected money until his hands were sore. Fiona, seeing this, hugged herself and shivered. Fiona and Leo's performance act sparked a media frenzy. They were condemned for indecency. The authorities quickly shut them down. Having lost their source of income, the two became bitter enemies. Fiona scratched Leo badly with her sharp claws, and Leo, in turn, locked Fiona in a dark, sunless basement. No food, no water. She was a burden he couldn't easily get rid of, but didn't want to keep. Leo planned to wait for things to cool down, and then sell Fiona to a zoo or somewhere else. Fortunately for them, an MCN company found them, and wanted to make them both internet celebrities. A few days later, I saw them doing a joint live stream on a short video platform. Their live stream instantly attracted over 100,000 viewers. Jack watched the fans pouring into the live stream, saying anxiously, "Did we accidentally help them succeed? Don't worry, we didn't. They won't be popular for long." On camera, Leo and Fiona played the part of a devoted couple, sticking together to save their son with leukemia. But off camera, I knew Fiona was suffering inhuman abuse and domestic violence. Even before we became enemies, Fiona was often abused by Leo. I had once advised her to divorce him, but when Leo knelt and begged for forgiveness, she would soften and couldn't go through with it. But now that Fiona had become a monster, Leo was sure she wouldn't leave him, so the beatings and verbal abuse were constant. Besides, when Fiona was chained up on the street, Leo had been willing to sell her for a night for $500. Years of resentment and hatred meant they could never peacefully make money together forever. Sure enough, during their next live stream, although Fiona wore a mask, observant viewers noticed a bruise near her eye. Jack and I hired some online trolls to fan the flames from behind their screens. Heard rumors the guy was abusive. Looks like it's true. More than just abuse. He publicly auctioned off her nights on the street for $500. This is disgusting. Everyone, don't buy any products they promote on their stream. As the negative comments flooded in, the number of viewers in their live stream plummeted. Leo turned all his anger on Fiona. He actually started yelling and cursing at Fiona, right there on camera. "You jinx. You monster. You ruined everything for me." Staff members tried to intervene, but the furious Leo chased them off. This commotion drew even more viewers to the live stream. Some cheered him on, some were just there for the drama, and some even praised Leo's masculinity. When Leo saw that beating Fiona actually gained him followers, he started punching her repeatedly. Fiona's clothes were torn, revealing her fur-covered body, which drew even more cheers from the viewers. But Fiona's situation was miserable. She had escaped one nightmare only to fall into another. This was no different from being publicly sold on the street. Their relationship was on the verge of collapse. So I decided to add more fuel to the fire. When I found Fiona, her hands and feet were chained, and she was miserably gnawing on a piece of moldy bread. Seeing me and Jack, she recoiled in terror. She covered her head with her hands, screaming, "Don't hit me! Don't hit me!" I handed her a container of fresh food I'd brought. "Fiona, I'm here to help you. Quick, eat. It's your favorite braised pork rice." She froze, looking at me in disbelief. She sniffed it, then snatched the container and began to wolf it down. I took the opportunity to persuade her. "Fiona, that animal Leo treats you worse than dirt. Haven't you ever thought about escaping his control?" I reached out and brushed the stray hairs from her forehead. "You're so beautiful. You were even the campus queen once. Are you really content to be his money-making tool?" She stopped eating, stared hard at me, then shook her head. She mumbled, "Hit, hit." It seemed Leo had beaten the fight out of her. "You and Leo both suffered the backlash from the godparent ritual. Why is it that only you grew fur, while Leo didn't? Fiona, have you ever wondered about that?" She paused, then threw down the food container. She lunged forward, grabbed my collar and roared. "Why? Tell me why." Because from the very beginning, he had a backup plan. He was afraid the plan would fail and backfire, so he went to see that old sorceress, Madame Ma, again. Madame Ma directed all the backlash onto you. Your husband, Leo, was setting you up from the start. I played a recording from my phone of Madame Ma admitting it herself, every word clear and distinct. I stroked the sharp claws on her hand. These are truly fine weapons for killing. I knew she understood. Before I left, I unfastened her chains. Returning from Fiona's, I was exhausted. I still felt a lingering fear, but remembering everything from my past life, no amount of careful planning in this life was too much. Honey, will this plan of yours work? Jack asked. What if Fiona can't kill Leo? Whichever one of them gets hurt, it's good news for us. It's just that if Leo survives, we'll have more work to do later. For the next few days, I kept a close watch on their live stream channel to see if they went online. When they hadn't gone live for 3 consecutive days, I knew it had happened. Jack and I disguised ourselves and went to their place to secretly gather information. The once bustling residential complex was now deserted. After searching for a long time, we finally saw an old woman come out. Hello, ma'am. I'm the owner of the nearby supermarket. I was thinking of doing a free egg giveaway in the complex, but I don't see many neighbors around. Why is that? The old woman told me mysteriously, a few days ago, there was a vicious assault here. A man killed his wife. They say his wife was a monster. A monster? What kind of monster? I asked, feigning surprise. What kind exactly? I don't know. The old woman shook her head. The neighbors have all been too scared to come out lately. If you want to do a promotion, you'll have to wait a while. My heart pounded wildly. My plan had finally succeeded. Fiona and Leo had turned on each other, and more importantly, Leo had killed someone. Once he was convicted of murder, he would face prison time. I couldn't wait to tell Jack the good news. Honey, don't get too excited yet. Come back first, and we'll discuss what to do next. His tone didn't hold the surprise I expected. I went home with an uneasy feeling. Jack, Leo killed someone. Aren't you happy? I asked my friend at the police station. Leo is claiming self-defense. He's already been released without charges. Released without charges? How could that be? I collapsed to the floor, muttering to myself. How is this possible? Apparently, Fiona attacked Leo first. Leo was covered in scratches from her claws. There were also clear strangulation marks on his neck. They've already confirmed Fiona did it. So it was indeed self-defense for Leo. Jack helped me to the sofa. Fiona is dead. We have one less enemy. That's already an unexpected blessing. As for Leo, we'll have to rethink our strategy. I knew in my heart that we had alerted the enemy, and Leo was far harder to deal with than Fiona. I worried he would retaliate wildly against us. Jack, from now on, you must pick Mia up and drop her off at school yourself. Don't let her out of your sight for a second. Jack, you must remember. That night, I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. The tragic scene of Mia's death in my past life vividly replayed in my mind. Her emaciated arms wrapped tightly around me. Mommy, save me. I don't want to die. Tears streamed down my face as I held her and sobbed. We borrowed all the money we could, even sold our house and our blood, but still couldn't save her. After Mia died, we scattered her ashes into the sea. At the beach, we happened to run into Fiona and Leo on vacation with their healthy son. Their son spat at us. Get lost, paupers. You don't belong here. My parents said your daughter died. Your whole family is bad luck. Stay away from us. Fiona looked at us with disdain. Good thing I didn't lend you money back then, or it would have all gone down the drain. I lunged at her like a madwoman, but weakened by long-term malnutrition. Jack and I were no match for them. Living so miserably, you might as well be dead and go join your daughter. Yes, go join our daughter. So I pulled Jack with me into the deep sea. Icy seawater surged around me, and the salty metallic liquid filled my mouth and throat. I wanted to scream for help, but no sound came out. My limbs thrashed wildly, trying to reach the surface. Hon. Someone was calling me. Honey, wake up. What's wrong? I gasped for air, finally struggling free from the salty depths of the nightmare. Honey, were you having a nightmare? Jack, I dreamt of our past life. I'm scared we won't get our revenge. Fat tears rolled down my cheeks. We will. Trust me. Leo is a spent force. He can't cause much trouble anymore. After taking a sleeping pill, I fell into a deep sleep. When I woke up, it was already 3 p.m. I tried calling Jack, but his phone went straight to voicemail. He wasn't replying to my texts either. No one was at the company. His colleagues said he hadn't come to work today. A bad feeling sprouted in my heart like a weed, spreading rapidly. My palms grew sweaty. A sudden phone call made me jump. Hello. Yeah. It's me, Leo. My heart sank. I have your husband. Tomorrow night, bring $5 million for him. Don't call the cops. If you do, I'll kill him. $5 million. I had to get $5 million. I called the company accountant. Withdraw all the money from the company accounts. Immediately. But Ms. Nina. Now. Right away. I yelled into the phone, useless tears streaming down my face. Nothing was more important than Jack's life. I also sold all my luxury bags and jewelry. I finally scraped together the $5 million. Leo called again and gave me the meeting address. I drove there with the money. It was an abandoned factory. Jack was tied to a pillar, his face covered in blood. The money? It's too much to carry. The $5 million is in the car out back. I rushed to Jack, trying to untie the ropes. The ropes were too tight, I couldn't loosen them no matter how hard I tried. I was sweating profusely, frantic. The more anxious I got, the harder it was to untie. Before I came, I'd figured Leo wouldn't let us go so easily. Sure enough, once he had the money, he flew into a rage and decided to silence us for good. He glared at me. Don't think I don't know you incited Fiona to kill me. That stupid bitch actually believed you. He then pointed at Jack. I didn't expect your husband to be even dumber, walking right into his death. Well, now both of you are going to die here. He held a fruit knife, ready to stab us. Jack shielded me tightly behind him. Honey, run. Mia is still young, she can't lose her mother. I walked into this today to make sure he gets convicted as a murderer. I stood frozen. So Jack had intended to trade his life for Leo's conviction, fully prepared to die. Neither of you is getting away today. Leo snarled. The knife lunged towards me. I stood directly in front of Jack. But he pushed me aside. Jack was stabbed. Blood stained his white t-shirt. Honey, go quick. Suddenly, the wail of police sirens sounded in the distance. Nina, you called the cops? I'll kill you. The $5 million is in the car. If you leave now, you can still make it. If you don't, you'll not only get caught, but you won't get a penny. I couldn't confront him head-on right now, I had to get him to leave first. Leo thought for a moment, spat out a threat, and then fled. Just wait. I won't let you off. Soon, police cars and an ambulance arrived. Fortunately, Jack's injuries weren't severe, and the ambulance arrived quickly, saving his life. Later, the police officer who rescued us said that after Leo's release, they hadn't let their guard down and had kept him under surveillance. One of our officers saw him abduct a man and take him to the abandoned steel mill on the outskirts of town, so we kept a close watch. That's why we were able to save you at the critical moment. As for your $5 million, we'll recover it as soon as possible. Don't worry. I smiled faintly. No need. That $5 million was fake money. Consider it an advance on his funeral offerings. That day, I had indeed gathered $5 million in cash. And I had genuinely intended to use it to ransom Jack. But Leo was a vicious, unpredictable criminal. I was afraid of losing both Jack and the money, so I'd taken a precaution. I deposited the real cash onto a card. What I brought to meet Leo was fake money I'd bought at a novelty store. I guessed that Leo, having gotten the money, was probably hating my guts right about now. Even so, you can't let your guard down. We'll assign officers to protect you. We'll have people at your home and at the hospital. Jack was discharged from the hospital after a week. On the day he was discharged, I had a vague feeling someone was following us. So I sent a message to Officer Lee, who was in charge of our protection. Then I continued to walk casually into a deserted alley. Sure enough, halfway down the alley, a figure in black rushed out. You damn bitch. I'll kill you. How dare you trick me? It was Leo. But he didn't succeed. As soon as he appeared, he was caught by the police officers ambushing him from behind. kidnapping, extortion, attempted murder. Convicted on multiple charges, Leo was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Their son Ryan was being cared for by his aunt. I heard that not long after Leo went to prison, Ryan's aunt couldn't afford his expensive medical treatments and took him home. Shortly after returning home, Ryan passed away. No matter what, the child was innocent, Jack said, holding me, looking at my sleeping daughter, Mia, beside me, and my husband who had survived it all. My eyes welled up. This life, I had finally protected our family. From now on, things would only get better. The end.